Welcome to another Buccaneer update here on CSUSports.com. Rob Walden along with head women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough. The women's basketball season winding down, just one more regular season weekend to go. But coach, before we talk about the two games coming up, you guys are coming off of a loss to Gardner-Webb, 63-54. So the Bulldogs get the season sweep over you guys, but still, you hung in there tough with a team that's guaranteed to be one of the top two seeds in the Big South. It's the kind of thing that can springboard you guys to some success in this final weekend.
Well, obviously, you want to win every game.
Sure.
I was encouraged at how hard our players battled from start to finish against Gardner-Webb. We played Gardner-Webb without Allie Swagmeyer. She's been out with a high ankle sprain, and we're crossing our fingers she'll be back for the conference tournament. And we're not going to push her healing or anything. We're not going to play her this weekend. But our players really battled hard at Gardner-Webb. Had we just made a few free throws, it would have made all the difference in the game. That was something that we've actually had a lot of success with in conference play, and just were not able to connect with our free throws. But we left that game a little bit encouraged, though, that we were able to play as well as we did, not making free throws and without Allie.
17 in that one for Kelsey Wasmer. She continues to be spectacular. 16 for Katie Tull, who set the single-season conference record for three-pointers since the last time we talked. It's as good a 1-2 duo as there is in the conference, and if they can get peaking at the right time, you guys can be dangerous.
Well, I've said from the beginning of the season we have the best 2 3-point shooters in the conference in Katie and Kelsey. I challenge both of them to not only break Kelsey's previous record, the CSU record for most threes in a season, but I challenge both of them to make 100 3-pointers this season each. Katie is well on her way to doing that. Kelsey probably won't reach that because people are really working hard to take her shot away, and she's just developed other ways to score. She's really doing a great job driving, putting the ball on the floor, and getting herself to the free throw line. We're able to post her up on the block, so she probably won't reach that goal, but she's doing a tremendous job for us right now. Our biggest offensive threat, she's been super consistent for us, scoring night after night. She currently leads the conference in scoring, just playing at a different level than we've seen from Kelsey. I'm really excited to see her kind of reach her own and play with a lot of confidence.
And Kelsey is a much better player now than she was even at the beginning of the season. Now, you've been a head coach for more than a decade. Have you ever seen a player who's improved as much from the start of the season to the end of the season as Kelsey's done this year?
It's not something that you see every season. You don't see players evolve the way she has. And a lot of people have asked me just in the last couple of weeks, what have you done with Kelsey? What's going on with Kelsey? And I tell you, she took a negative and made it a positive when she was diagnosed with celiac disease. She's had to be very, very disciplined on what she eats. She can't eat what normal people eat, and she's been very disciplined with that. She eats more healthy than anybody else on our team.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen that help her physically be super strong. She's one of the strongest players on our team. Her endurance level is 3 or 4 times better than it was last year because of her special diet she's on. So the success she's having, I credit her to her self-discipline and just following a very rigorous diet, and it's really benefited her.
Let's talk about this weekend. You host Presbyterian on Friday, looking for the season sweep against the Blue Hose. Then Monday is the regular season finale against Winthrop, looking to avenge an earlier loss up at their place in January. If you win those two, likely going to get a share of 3rd place in the conference. I got to think, picked 5th in the preseason. You talked about exceeding expectations, and now this is where it's time to make good on those promises, on those expectations, and a couple wins this weekend will do that.
Absolutely. That sounds like what I said in practice this morning. If we really want to put our money where our mouth is, this is the time to exceed expectations, and we have Presbyterian and Winthrop this weekend. 2 teams that are playing very well right now. Winthrop's coming off a couple of key wins. Presbyterian is playing very well. Presbyterian is I think, very inspiring in the fact that they don't have a chance of playing the conference tournament, and they're playing about as hard as any team in the conference right now. And their season ends in just a few days. So they're kind of a scary team. Their motivation is probably trying to ruin somebody else's season and ruin someone's seeding capability in the tournament. But these are really important games for us. We are excited they're at home. Our team has really excelled on our home court. And, we're looking forward to both games. They're both going to be huge challenges for us. And obviously, we'd like to finish as high as possible for our seeding in the tournament.
Sure,
and a share of 3rd would just be amazing for our team this season.
Well, Coach, I tell you, it's been a pleasure to watch this team all season long. Hopefully, we can close out the regular season with a couple wins. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully with the number 3 seed in tow.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Julie Goodenough of the CSU women's basketball team. Like we said, Friday at 7 against Presbyterian, Monday at 7 against Winthrop. No, it's spring break here at Charleston Southern, but be sure you come out and watch the Buccaneers close out the regular season. That does it for this edition of the Buccaneer Update. We'll talk to you next time right here on CSUSports.com.